Greetings, hi, hello. We are two halves.
Of a whole idiot.
I'm Elliot.
I'm Lauren.
What you got for me?
So, there's a couple of things I have on a list. So, let's see.
Can I share my
Your dumb thing?
my Trump Facebook comment?
Yes, please. You teased me with it. Yes.
There have been, obviously, for the entirety of him existing, the commentary, the jokes about the color of his face makeup not being anywhere close to his actual shade.
He looks like a
of
girl
Loomba.
from 2006, yeah.
So, I had the blessing of coming across a comment on Facebook of someone saying that he looks like a stained Tupperware container. Like one that you had like Chef Boyardee in one time. A spaghetti Tupperware container. That's what he looks like. The orange in the bottom and then the stark white behind it. So, we're just going to start calling him the Tupperware man.
I love that. I love it so much.
I saw that and I was like, oh man.
He reminds me of a skid
You're
mark.
right.
He reminds me of a skid mark so much.
I mean, he's got the personality of a skid mark.
That's true. That is very, very true. Small boy. We're at my house and we have two little boys.
Trying to tempt the baby.
He's very stubborn. Oh, you scared him. Nah.
His shadow scares him.
That's true.
The small boy is scared of everything.
Yeah. So, my biggest thing that I have today is, have you heard of 8 Passengers in Ruby Franke before? I feel like I might have told you about them.
I know of the Ruby Franke situation. I don't know what's going on here. No. Everything is fine.
No, you're good.
Everything is super fine.
Yeah. Elliot's knitting.
Am I?
You're going to.
I'm trying to.
You got this.
I don't know what's happening. I do know what's happening. I think everything is fine. So yes, I know of Ruby Franke, and I don't know anything about 8 Passengers. Whatever.
Okay. So, I'll give a very bare bones story. So Ruby Franke is a woman in Utah. Mm-hmm. And she is married to her husband Kevin, and they have 6 children. So they have the YouTube channel called The 8 Passengers.
Got it.
8 people in the family, all that good stuff.
Yep.
So she's one of those family commentary YouTubers who uses and exploits her children for views.
Obviously.
She has been shown to show really private things of her girls, like talking about their periods and talking about shaving their legs and asking about boys and being
stuff
in their
that's
face.
so not embarrassing for
right, and they're
child.
7, 8, 10, 12. The oldest right now is Sherry, and she is, I believe, 21-ish, somewhere in the early 20s. And then there's the second oldest is their son. I want to say his name is Chad. I am not correct. I feel like I'm not correct. Let me look up their names real quick. 8 Passengers. Okay. Yeah, she's known as a vlogger. She's January 18th, so she's an Aquarius, I believe, which says a lot. 42. She has 6 children. I'm not gonna jump the gun here. Let me see if I can find Wikipedia. There we go. Because Wikipedia is very legit. Personal life. So she's 3 sisters. Oldest daughter. They don't have a lot of the names on here. Let's see. But I believe his name is Chad. It is one of those basic white boy names from Utah. I will correct it if it's wrong. So, he is, I believe, 18, 19 now. So that gives you the range. Their youngest is around 8, 10, something around that range. So, they have posted for a long time, the things they do with, correcting their kids, taking away phones. With their second oldest, their son, they took away his bed for 8 months and made him sleep on a beanbag because he played a prank on his 10-year-old brother about Disneyland. These people, And then... Whoer. This lady. And this isn't alleged. She posted all of this. You can go to her 8 Passengers channel.
Isn't she also,
We'll get there.
Okay.
So, nothing is alleged because she has been found guilty for things. So, And is serving time, thank goodness. But
I was gonna say,
yeah,
she like
she's been arrested.
Like I don't think it's alleged anymore.
No.
I think that they have proof.
Yes, they have proof.
Is she the one that her kid like escaped?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
bitch.
ran to the neighbor's house.
Oh, bitch.
Yeah.
If I was the neighbor, I would have let that child in my house. I would have called 911.
And it's Utah. They don't have guns.
I would have... I don't need the gun. I would have beat the brakes off them parents.
Yeah. Well, they weren't even there. They weren't even there. That's how that little boy was able to get out, is because nobody was there. So we're jumping the gun a little bit. So, like, yeah. So there's all these videos.
But yeah, this is who I'm thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, their oldest son was having issues, clearly, because, you know, when you treat kids like this and kind of be really restrictive, and then, like, there's a great documentary on them. Swoop did it. We love Swoop. She did a really good one. I want to say it was about a year and a half ago, and then she's done a refresh with all the new information that happened. But she had talked about how he had gotten in a lot of trouble, I guess, and got very destructive at school and things. So they sent him to one of those kid camps where they go camping for like 30 days and live off. And they exploited the shit out of it. They didn't pay a penny because they promoted the camp and everything like that. And this poor kid, wow,
look how fun these kids are having. Literally terrified in the middle of the woods.
16, 15, 14, living essentially like they're...
starving.
Yeah, like they're homeless. And, like, they're literally teaching these kids, like, this is what's going to happen to you if you don't buckle down. Like, you're going to have to live like this, essentially. And then there's, like, you look at Paris Hilton.
Which is wild.
Yeah. So...
Because that is not how that works at all.
Right.
But
so this kid, Swoop had a really good start to her documentary. And
we'll tag Swoop in the comments.
Yes. So what she did is she talked about how, like, these kids wake up with a camera in their face and everything's recorded, like, embarrassing moments, exploited. And then they go to school whose friends watches because their family is one of the top child family vloggers and that kind of thing. So, like,
and of course other
these kids
parents
are
going to know, like...
Yeah, so it's one of those things, of course these kids are going to act up, so of course they then turn to this really ridiculous punishments and things, and they're very harsh. Like, the one little girl, I think she was in kindergarten to second grade, they were all responsible for their own lunches, and she put this on the internet. She vlogged this in her car. This little girl forgot to pack her lunch and bring it in with her, so her teacher called Frankie saying, can you bring in such and such's lunch? And Frankie's in her car saying, no, I will not bring her a lunch. That was her job. She needs to starve to learn to not forget her food. She's not even 10. It is shown that it's very detrimental to kids' health if they don't eat.
And also, like,
she's
a 10-year-old should not be responsible
for her own food.
For her lunch.
No.
Maybe,
we know what that's like, but no.
Maybe, like, if it's like, okay, you have to grab your lunchbox from the fridge.
Yes.
And you can pick a snack from the drawer.
Pack it. Or, like, the night before, let's pick out your foods. Let's pick out a snack. Let's pick out a meal. What do you want to do?
You're responsible for remembering it in the morning.
Yes. You're not going to pack it all yourself.
But also, if your kid forgets their lunch, take them the fucking lunch.
Right. You work from home. You're a vlogger. You don't have a real job. You're exploiting your children all day. So, yeah. So, she already had, like, so many people were calling CYS or CPS and all that things on them. And, of course, like, they weren't letting anybody in. And so, eventually, I guess Frankie found her way into this life coach's path. Jody Hildebrandt, which is the other woman that has been found guilty. And Jody convinces Frankie to kick her husband out. And, I'll get to Kevin. They end up, like, living together. There's some allusion to them being gay. I don't think they are. I think she's just a manipulative bitch. But, these kids end up being starved, and they end up being chained up, and they end up being left in Jody Hildebrandt's house, and duct taped and things like that. And that's when, at one point, Jody and Frankie weren't there, and they were off promoting this
ridiculous.
Right, this life coach thing about perfect marriages and things like that, and making money, and girl bossing it, you know? And, yeah. So, the little boy, I want to say he was like 10 to 12, he escaped, ran to his neighbor's house, and you can find, I think Swoop actually has some of it, but, like, there's footage out where you can listen to the phone call. You can't hear the child's voice, obviously, for privacy. But you can hear the man who called for the little boy, the neighbor's voice, and it's traumatic. I would not recommend going and listening to it, but also if you want some up-close human personal experience with this and you need some kind of weird proof, go for it. But it's heartbreaking to listen to. Yeah.
I couldn't.
Oh, I was filled with rage. So, like, they end up finding them, I believe, let me double check, they got, I think it was 4 to 30, let's see, she is convicted of aggravated child abuse on 4 counts, and she has a criminal penalty of 4 to 30 years of imprisonment.
God, I hope it's at least 30.
Oh, same. Same.
And I really hope that all the other women in prison found out what she did, and those women who can't see their babies, who would love to see their kids, would actually take care of them. I hope they get the shit beat out of them.
Jody also got the same count.
Actually, I hope that it's psychological warfare. I hope that they let them suffer for a while.
It's gonna be
Because, like, what is wrong with you?
They're gonna just make them.
What is wrong with you?
She did plead guilty. I will give that. Jody. They both pled guilty because Jody, I think, pled guilty first, if I remember correctly. But anyways, so the newest thing with all of this is it has been a year, I believe, since at least them being found guilty, and I want to say they were sentenced in January, somewhere around there. I remember, I believe the court hearing was in like June, July, kind of around the same, like there was just so much stuff going on last year around in the summer, like Colleen Ballinger and all that kind of chaos, and like, right? Last year was a blur. And then I was moving and all that. Oh, chaos. But anyways, Lifetime. I roll. Lifetime recently announced, I believe it was 11 days yesterday, so about 12 days within the last 2 weeks. With Claudia Schiffer, first of all, ma'am, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? She's going to play Jodie Hildebrandt in a Lifetime biop of these children's life. Let me double check myself that it's Claudia Schiffer. I might bring up the whole thing, because it's kind of ridiculous just to see.
What is it with people in the traumatic experience torture porn?
Right!
I don't understand.
Well,
we don't need 100,000 Gypsy Rose documentaries.
No.
What she went through was fucked up and terrible.
But now
what these kids went through is fucked up and terrible.
I don't need any more.
We don't need to see it.
No. It's just...
Oh my god.
Let's see. Life.
Ugh.
Lifetime.
God, anything to even try to make a buck.
Mm-hmm.
What is... Ugh.
Heather Locklear, excuse me. I'm sorry, Claudia Schiffer. I will fix that if I can remember to edit. I will hear it and I'll edit it. Heather Locklear stars in the movie inspired by Ruby Franke. And I'm just... Inspired. So she's, I believe, playing Jodie Hildebrandt.
Why?
Right?
Like...
Money.
Like, I don't understand why so many people... Oh my God!
He dropped his podcast episode!
That's for future
That's for future us. Sorry. Adam McIntyre just dropped his Grace Helbig... How do you say her name? Helbig's podcast episode on...
Helbig. I love her so much.
Love.
Anyway, I am so sick and tired of people using child abuse to make movies and TV shows and shit. Like, do you need, like, people that weren't abused? Like, is that what you need? Is that what you need? Like,
do you need that validation that makes you feel better because you
didn't get this experience? God, I can't imagine that ever happening. Like,
right?
that's unrelatable.
That's the only thing I can picture is it's like rubbernecking at a car accident. Like, you want to see the gore, and you want to see the guts, and you want to feel better that you were safe in your little car.
Or that never happened to you,
yeah.
So, like...
It's just so weird.
I'm so over it.
So...
I'm so tired.
This is the clip. We'll probably clip a little bit of this out.
I'm just gonna pause while we watch this.
It only has about 900 positive upvotes.
I know.
I wish I had the plug-in to see what the negative downpour. Everybody's pissed about it.
I know that you all can't see me. I know you can hear the eye roll that is coming from my spirit. Because what the actual fuck?
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I forgot I was eating chips.
The actual fuck?
Right.
More girl.
Yeah.
A messenger from God. Swallow my dick.
And so, obviously, Sherry, as you can see by Spill Sesh's video, she's upset. She had a panic attack, I believe, when she saw the trailer. They never asked any of these kids for any permission of use of their names. They're not making a penny off of it either. And it's completely just, to me, it's identity theft. That's just how, like, these are still minors who are recovering from this. Their mother just got, like, sentenced at the beginning of the year. And thankfully, so many people, you can see it was posted 2 weeks ago. People in the comment section are just, like, being absolutely justified and angry. Like, so many people are talking about, like, Sherry does not want this, none of the family wants this, like, they're all upset. And it's just one of those things where you're just not, there's so much that you, like, there's something, can't there be something else to talk about? There's gotta be other docs, like, something else. Something...
Or,
70
I don't know.
years old.
I don't know. Make something up.
Yeah. Do a story. Or do, like, a base off of 2 different stories from, like, 1800. I don't know. Do something
The Terrifier is on its 3rd film.
Right?
It's about a silly man dressed up as a clown. Art the Clown.
We just got Alien Romulus. Like, those movies are great. Like, it's one of those things that's like, come up with something else. And anything,
stop
like,
using child abuse as torture porn.
Right. And it's
like,
I don't know, make up a story about how... If anything, I would rather them see them do some kind of, like, I would kill for
anything else.
Like a corny, like, you remember Cyberbully?
Literally anything else.
Doing something like that about maybe, like, the story of how kids are being used. Maybe, like, bringing it to light, like, talking about that. Like, that would be great in a positive way of, like, let's talk about how shitty this is and let's fix it.
Or, like, there was,
Don't make it porn. Trauma porn.
I have to look up the name of the movie. There was a movie that Jenna Ortega did not too long ago about being involved in a school shooting.
Oh my god, I want to watch it, but it makes me so...
So me and Heather watched it. It is called The Fallout.
It looks really good.
It is good. And of course, she's gay because she's gay and everything. Well, a little bisexual. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
She is not
But,
straight.
like, so, like, you get her perspective of, like, what it's like to, like, be, like, trapped in a bathroom.
Yeah.
But, like, you don't see a man mowing down a bunch of kids.
No.
Like, you see, like, the blood in the hallway, and, like, you see how sad and depressed she is after. She can't go to school for
the survivor's guilt,
weeks on end because she can't get out of bed. She's so fucking sad and traumatized.
Not using anybody's likeness either. It's telling it from a completely different party.
It's not
objective-ish.
It's not.
You're using general storylines.
So yeah, they're taking a topic and making a movie. It's not like they recreated Sandy Hook.
Yes. Or like
because why would you do that?
Yeah.
So you can make a movie about a topic without being specific to the group of people it happened to. Because you're just re-traumatizing them and everybody else.
You could make up a totally different storyline about children who are being exploited online by their parents with the whole blogging thing. And the fact that California, I think, is just now passing a law where they're having like a Kruger account kind of thing coming up for these YouTube kids. Yeah. Finally, a state is doing something. It should be a federal thing. Like, it should just be completely covered by every state that every child should have.
Because not every child lives in fucking California, but whatever.
And, like, Pennsylvania's is pretty lax. Pennsylvania's child, like, as long as it's for entertainment, it's pretty frickin' lax, dude. I mean, case in point, Abby Lee Middler filmed here and used and abused, and they were able to get away with so much with those girls. Anyways, so Sherry's upset. We
all saw how JoJo Siwa turned out.
Anyways. Ho, JoJo, you ho ho. Anyways, J. Lulu also.
Anyways.
The other thing is her husband, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin. So, Kevin, as you will see in the doc, and as you saw in the trailer, if you watched the trailer, I highly recommend if you do, give it a downvote and comment. Maybe, I don't know. It's one of those things, like, I don't want people to comment because then it gives an engagement. But then also, if you just if enough people show their disgust for the movie, yeah, they found another potato chip. If they show their disgust for the movie, that maybe they won't finally air it. Like, so many people are demanding them to never show it. Like, just take this one and call it an L, and, like, you have enough money. You're gonna make enough money from your Christmas movies that you're gonna make with your B-rated cast, like...
Also, like...
It doesn't need to happen.
It doesn't. And, like...
It shouldn't.
I'm sorry. Who is funding Lifetime? How do they have money to do fucking anything? Mm-hmm. Like...
I know. Ads. It's whoever supports the ads. It's the ads, like, the different companies and things, like...
If I was anybody...
AARP, I'm sure.
If I had any... Like, if I was a person that had any inkling that my money was being invested in this, I would be like, I'm gonna need my money back.
That's one of those things, like, that's...
I'm gonna need you to run me my money, because
Well, Lifetime's owned by, like, Disney. That's the thing, is, like, all of these companies are owned by frickin' Disney. If you go up the
fucking
chain...
mouse.
There's a chain... I can double check, but I'm pretty sure it's owned by, like, ABC, maybe? Or NBC. So Disney is one of those, like, top 4 kind of companies that owns things. There's, like, one of the mega conglomerates.
Which is diabolical.
Yeah. You know, monopolies and things like that.
Jesus Christ.
What is it? It's, oh God, what's the term? What is the,
Who owns Lifetime?
It's like, there's a specific name for it, where it's like the mother company or whatever. I don't know.
Parent company?
Parent company, thank you.
Yeah. Hi, baby.
Parent company of Lifetime. That's the news. That's not what I want. A&E Networks, which is a joint venture between the Disney company and the Hearst company, communications company. So yes, Disney does own Lifetime. So it's one of those things, like, everything comes back to... The
fucking mouse, man.
If you look it up, there is a great company parent company Venn diagram kind of thing, because there's so many of these, like, 4 big companies, and Disney's one of them, that owns all these, it's parent companies, so many different little companies who are parent companies to other little companies. So that's what you see. His Lifetime is owned by A&E, but A&E is also owned by Hearst and Disney. So it's like my Pulp Riot for my hair is owned
Disney
by L'Oreal, and L'Oreal
Jesus.
is owned by Johnson & Johnson, kind of thing. You know, it's all just Johnson & Johnson.
And then Disney
owns
bought Johnson & Johnson.
Yes,
right, obviously.
Yes, because it's a mega conglomerate, yeah. And then Jeffrey Bezos owns everybody else. Like, that's what it is.
I'm so tired.
It's so gross.
And these people have more money than God.
Yeah! Like, well, the
solve
Walmart family?
They could solve all of the problems
Jeffrey
in the world.
Bezos could give up 1 hour's worth of his income and never notice. And that would save so many people.
He could give up a year of his income and not notice.
No, he'd never be able to. He can never spend the amount of money that he makes. Anyways, Kevin. So, as you saw in the Lifetime thing, the trailer, Kevin was portrayed that he doubted Jody. I know. He's so happy that you're here. My boy Star is cuddled up in Elliot's lap, and he's a ham. Anybody who's here has to pet him and give him all the attention.
He's my baby.
I think he's also watching the Burn Move. So,
he's a baby.
Kevin has been claiming that he is obviously not a part of everything because Jody made him move out, so he was not there for the child abuse, but also you were gone for like a year to a year and a half and never checked up on your children.
So, what the
He's
fuck?
trying to claim that the government never checked on his kids and that, like, the government didn't push hard enough and they didn't do their...
They're your
But also,
kids.
The things that happened to Chad and the things that happened to the little girl with the lunches, that all happened while he was married to Jody, or Frankie, and was still in the house. He made that decision to send their son to a camp. He helped his wife take his son's bed, and then when they moved... They never gave his son a room. So, like, how are you going to sit here and say that the government faulted your kids when you as a father faulted your kids?
And then you left them.
And then when... I don't care, like, if you're sitting here saying, like, oh, it's great now because, like, I see the ways because Jody's not in her life and blah, blah, blah. But you still did all of these things before Jody showed up. And they're documented on YouTube.
Correct.
So it's one of those things where he's trying to claim this, like, higher than all, so that way he doesn't get investigated. I really hope he gets investigated. I don't believe he has custody of his kids still. But he's pushing
I hope he never sees his fucking children again. He doesn't deserve that.
No. Well,
because, like, what kind of father are you?
You called the police on Sherry when she went in to go get your kids and tried to claim that she stole stuff from you when it was her stuff. Like, I get it. If a parent buys you your stuff, it's technically financially the parent's stuff. But, like, that's my clothing. That's my computer. Like,
and
that's
you can't
all
just take that from me because I'm punished.
Yeah, or because you kicked me out.
Or whatever, like...
And it's like...
And, like, what are you going to do with it
anyway?
These
are these kids' clothes. So, like, you can't be upset. Like, oh, there's so much. You called the police on your child trying to help your other children. Like...
That is diabolical.
Yeah. So, that is the big thing with Frankie and her husband, Kevin. Kevin's trying to claim this whole thing where he's like, I wasn't a part of it, I wasn't there, and I think the one thing he had commented, I wonder if Spill Sesh has it. Oh, that's not what I want. Go to channel. We love Spill. She's great. There it is. Kevin Franke.
Kevin Franke is speaking out, you guys. He's talking about things that have gone on in his family and what he's...
So yeah, he's just... It's so weird because, like, what he's saying is stuff that needs to be done, but it's like...
But, like...
You are not the one to say this, my dude.
And you were not so innocent here.
No.
Like, you're a bystander. You didn't do anything.
You're an
you
accomplice.
helped her.
You're an accomplice.
And then you're trying to act like
I don't know what happened, and I wasn't this bad guy, and I didn't do anything to Chad, and I didn't do anything to my kids, and I didn't know anything. It was fine until Jody came along. There's years of footage on YouTube, my dude. Years. But yeah, so that's what I have about the 8 passengers. That's what's been annoying me with them. The one other thing I have 2.
Oh, I have TikTok drama.
Let's hear your TikTok drama, because then I have...
Oh, it's just more Mama Tot.
Oh, yeah.
And, also plot twist Mercury Stardust.
Okay.
So, we all know, probably by now, that, Mama Tot, quick recap, was, suspected, accused of being a Trump supporter, and she was like, no, that's not the case, I didn't vote for him then, I'm not voting for him now, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And then, but then she also, like, said, like, she didn't necessarily, like, defend Trump supporters, but she was like, I care about everybody, but, so, like, she wasn't, like, she was doing that thing where she wasn't, like...
I'm just towing the line, and I'm not gonna piss off anybody.
Yeah, trying to, like, please everybody.
Yeah. And it's like, that's fine, but you're just showing that you won't stand up for me if it comes to it. Just...
Like, in this current situation,
Trumpers are dangerous, and they are the enemy.
And being neutral is unsafe
it's just
for
supporting
people.
them. Like, if you're not gonna say it with your chest that you don't support Trump, and that you don't believe in his actions, and you don't believe in how he sees things. Skills in me.
Lord. But yeah, so that happened.
Yeah.
Very, very basic Mama Tot recap. So, Mercury Stardust responded to her, and they had, like, a conversation, I guess, kind of back and forth through TikToks, being like, oh yeah, so, like, and, like, so, I guess Mercury was like, you know, like, this is why people are upset.
Yeah.
In a very, like, in a very, I guess, or in a more gentle way or whatever. So then Mama Tot responded to her being like, thank you for being so nice. If everybody was so nice when they're upset, it would be so much better, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, so we're emotion policing. Cool. Yeah. But then...
He's trying to drag his food feeder. Star!
Jesus Christ. Anyways, so...
You have 40 minutes.
So yeah, Mama Tot is unfollowed and disappeared. But Mercury Stardust. There have been some things that she has done in her past that are particularly unsavory.
Oh.
She...
Mercury Stardust is the trans, like, helping person,
The trans
right?
handyman.
Okay, yeah.
So she's a trans woman.
Yeah.
And all of these things took place before she transitioned,
Okay.
I believe.
So, like, an Ava Chris Tyson kind of thing. But...
Kind of like... So, like, she was accused of SA, and she was... She talked about on a podcast or something with somebody, talking about how there was this dancer and her burlesque troupe or something like that that had just the most fantastic ass, so she had to make sure that she got a handful of that whenever they were doing whatever. And then they ended up making out later, so she made a comment about how she, you know, had to make sure she got, you know, a nice handful of that ass while she was up there too. And it just so she posted a video, a TikTok, about, like, I guess addressing some of it, and it was very akin to a, like, she's like, she's like, I have over 150 people that I need to make apologies to, and, I was a different person back then, I was acting this type of way because of this, and it's just, like...
Excuses.
I take accountability for what I did, it's just like, girl...
That's still not...
Girl,
I
why?
wonder what the,
Right before the election?
Right. Well, and we also have Ava Chris Tyson, but also, I mean, that's just... Sorry. I have something in my teeth.
And it's just like, why?
It's just we have people who are proving that, like, trans people can also still be bad people, but it's unfortunate that, like, it's giving fuel to some people.
And, like, that's not to say that, sure, like, you can't... learn from your mistakes, grow from them, whatever, but also, like, that's yucky.
Yeah.
That's
not a great mistake to need to learn.
And, like, it's not like you're being accused of being a bad boss.
Right.
Sure, if you were, you know, struggling with your gender, I understand sometimes it comes out in certain ways. But, like, touching people inappropriately, you being trans
also,
and not are you repressing whatever, or
I think my thing
whatever
is
you're doing isn't
also,
an excuse.
it's the way the apology came out. Like, I have 150 people to apologize. First of all, yikes. Second of all, just come out and say, like, I'm sorry. I fucked up.
This is what happened.
That was shitty. I see now.
I'm in therapy.
I'm working on it.
I'm apologizing to people.
All I can do is hope that you give me a chance to prove it better. Don't make excuses. Well, I was a different person back then. Everybody was still everybody. You're still you. That's a Jeffree Star excuse. That's a Shane Dawson and a Jeffree Star. That was 12 years ago. It could have been 12 months ago. I don't care. How have you acted since then, and how are you learning, and how are you growing? Not at all?
And also, like, it's not a one-time occurrence.
Sorry.
It's not a one-time occurrence.
No.
Like, there's multiple allegations. Like, Miss Girl.
Over a time frame, too.
And, like, how? Like, you, in one fell swoop, like, literally raised, I think, like, $5 or $6 million for trans healthcare. And, like, and then this?
Yeah. It's just really
like,
disappointing. It's
crazy to, like,
And I think the thing is this, like, I guess the only thing I would be like, would it be better if she would have addressed it ahead of time? But, like, hey, at some point in my life, I made some really shitty decisions, and I made some really bad things, and I want to prove how I would grow. Like, I almost wonder if these people would just say, like, I can easily say, like, there's nothing on the internet that I would say would make me feel any need to apologize to anybody. But I can tell you right now, I grew up in the South. I have had said some things when I was a teenager, especially, thank God, before the internet, before anything was on there, that I am ashamed of. And it's things that I've learned to grow from because I was raised in the South and around really racist people. So I picked up things. But I grew as a human being and have never said those things before. And it's like, I also would, right now, I'm admitting it and saying that I've grown and learned from it. It's how you do
and
as
also,
a person.
like, just because you pick something up doesn't mean you can't put it right the fuck back down.
It's conditioning. Like, racism is a learned thing, so you can unlearn it, and you can learn how to not be a shitty person. And it's just like...
And listen to the people that have been hurt by that.
Yes!
Like, listen to people of color if you're talking about racism.
Yeah.
Listen to what they're saying.
Because I'll never know what that's like. All I can do is learn that, like, that's an inappropriate thing to say.
And to also check your other white friends.
Yes! Call their fucking asses out. Call the Caucasians out. Jesus Christ.
Because, like,
that's
you can't sit there and call yourself an ally, a whatever,
if you're gonna
and let people just say whatever the fuck they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the same thing with, like, you're hanging out with your bro and he says some homophobic shit and you let him.
Yeah. Like, no, homo's not cool anymore.
And, like just because you yourself aren't homophobic,
no,
you can't just sit there and just...
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess some people can.
I couldn't. I can't even sit there and, like...
I got that autistic sense of justice. I'm not letting it go.
Especially now, like, that's what... So, case in point, this person I have been chatting with, they, use the NB, like, like, the actual NB spell out for NB, like, the actual...
Like, the letter N, the letter B.
Yeah,
yes.
Instead of ENBY for a non-binary person.
Yes.
And I... then in the next sentence use ENBY to correct and not like call it out too much, and they thankfully asked, they're like, hey, is that better to say than a non-binary, like the NB? And I said, and I was told, and I told them, and I was like, you know, I was told that NB stands for a non-black, and that is the inappropriate acronym for you talking about a non-binary person.
Correct.
People mix it up a lot, which makes sense because NB with
and like
non-binary,
some people just don't.
They don't know. I had no clue. Like, my coasters at the salon for Target, they have that on there, and I want to fix it really badly because you were the one
use the Cricut.
Yeah, that's what we should fix the Cricut. Fix it with the Cricut.
Get some iron on.
But it was one of those things I was like, yeah, I was told that, and I have not heard it from a person of color, but if somebody tells me that, I'm going to do that to be safe, so that way I don't take up their space and I don't use the acronym incorrectly.
And, like, also, that's case in point, like, not all people come across all things.
No,
like,
I have to remind myself constantly that not everybody in America knows a trans person.
I think that, like, I learned that honestly in one of my groups on Facebook, and it was a person of color being like, hey, just so you know, and I'm like, oop, check.
Yeah. And then you shared it with me, and I've shared it with this person, and hopefully it keeps going around.
And, like, I see people correct it all the time.
You don't have to actually, and that's the thing, this isn't the job of people of color to correct all of us.
Nope.
It's our job to share the information that we've learned as white people to correct it so that they can feel comfortable. And feel like
and so that they
don't
have to.
Yeah. So
like,
they feel like normal humans who
it's
exist
just like,
in our world and just deserve respect.
It's like trans people don't have to educate you. Just like every trans person's experience is different. Every person's of color.
Did you see the Pennsylvania bathroom that got changed in a school? No. Oh my god, talking about freaking calling out trans people and being absolutely inappropriate. Let me find it.
We're finding it. We're looking. We're Googling. The cats are chilling.
Pennsylvania school boards up windows opening that allowed viewing into non-gendered bathrooms. So, Pennsylvania school boards up window openings that allowed views into its gender-neutral bathroom. So, this is new. This is October 4th. So, there was a school... Oh, go away, AP. Okay, that was wrong. Okay, here it goes. It was a middle school. Pennsylvania Middle School installs a surveillance window in a gender-inclusive bathroom. The inside of a gender-inclusive bathroom at Emory H. Markle Middle School in Hanover, Pennsylvania can now be seen from inside the school hallway. Let me find a picture. It is absolutely atrocious. It is absolutely vile. And my first thing was, well, that's just giving an active shooter a way to check the bathroom quickly. You can see the stalls. So they can check to see who's using the bathrooms. So first of all, install it on the bathrooms, because you do know that people of any gender can use any bathroom. I've walked into men's bathrooms, and I'm very clearly a very femme person. Yeah. And it's in Pennsylvania, Hanover.
That is insane.
Uh-huh. So they apparently boarded it up.
Those are children.
Yeah.
Baby, child, children.
It's because
That's disgusting.
School board that is
I don't give a good goddamn.
Decided to make this choice.
I don't give a good goddamn what gender the bathroom is supposed to fucking be.
No.
First of all, a toilet's a toilet. Piss and shit.
Yeah. Just don't do it on the floor.
Also, you can't put a fucking window
in a bathroom. With minors. Like, that's the thing that bugs me so much.
With adults present where children already can
be assaulted and abused.
Ooh.
Right. And that's the thing, and they think that we care so much about what's in kids' pants and what is it?
I don't give a fuck.
That TikTok sound where it's like, my son, he goes to school and he comes back after 5 major surgeries and he's a girl. Yeah,
they're doing transgender surgeries at the schools. The girls, the boys go
and they come back as girls. Yes. That's not what's happening here. Like, what's happening is you have these ultra-conservatives who are so up somebody's butt that they want to see what children have between their legs because they want to check. Do you remember about that little girl who got her pants pulled at a soccer game or something like that? Because the guy didn't believe she was a girl. Because she had short hair and she was on the team.
Well, there was...
And he pantsed her. She was like 13, if I remember correctly. I'm probably a little off, but if I remember correctly, she looked like a little like... A 12-year-old.
Middle school.
Yeah, they're kids where you can look like a boy very easily with my kind of haircut.
There was a this is again old. It's probably a few years old at this point, but there was a video of a I think it was I don't know. I don't care. A kid in a bathroom stall, apparently in the wrong bathroom, and they literally rip the fucking stall door off and drag her the fuck out of there. Mm-hmm. What is wrong with you?
Right.
If the child in a school is using a toilet, they're doing a good job.
Right.
I don't give a good goddamn what room they're in.
They're not exposing themselves.
They're not going on the floor.
No.
They're not going in their pants. Great.
And they're not exposing themselves to each other.
Great.
Which is even better, because isn't that what you guys want? You don't want to see each other's genitalia, because doesn't that mean that kids are having sex? Like, come on, Jesus. Catch on. So yeah, it's just one of those things.
And also, like, pick a fucking battle.
Right.
There are kids in that school that are going fucking hungry right now.
Right.
And they go home with their kids, and they go home to their parents who beat the brakes off of them because they're a little different, or maybe they're not. Like, that is insane.
Or you have kids who have no home at all.
Okay, so you're gonna put a window on the staff bathroom next?
Yeah.
Because if the kids get to be exposed, then expose the adults.
That's my thing too. It's like, what does my
and the stall door means nothing.
Every bathroom should get a window then, because all bathrooms are gender inclusive technically.
Also, like, do you know how mean children are?
Right.
No.
And these are when kids are having their periods.
Are you going to put a camera in there next? You might as well.
Right. Little surveillances like they did at the like old dressing rooms and shit like that. And it's just like, that is middle school, and all I tell everybody, middle school was the brutalest.
It's the worst,
time. Especially as a girl. It is the most.
It's the fucking worst.
Time. Boys hate you.
And God
girls
forbid
hate
you're not conventionally pretty or skinny.
And even then, even if you were like, I was 90 pounds. I was little, itty bitty tiny little thing at 4'9". I think it was like 86 pounds all throughout middle school. Itty bitty tiny little blonde thing. And like, I still was bullied for shit because I was too skinny.
And you were probably also a fucking weirdo.
Oh, I will.
But, weren't we all?
Yeah.
I guess not all of us were. But, like, middle school was the fucking worst.
It was the worst. I was too smart. I liked books too much. I was too blonde. I was too skinny. I ate weird foods. Like, I sounded different because I was from the north.
I was a tomboy.
Oh, I was too. I was in jeans and hoodies the entire time.
I wore boys' clothes.
Oh, yeah.
So, bitch. I wasn't wearing, like...
I got bullied for wearing baseball caps.
I wasn't wearing girls' clothes in a boyish way. I was purchasing clothes from the boys' section.
Oh, yeah. My favorite hoodies were the ones from, what was it, American Eagle?
I wore a lot of camo.
Eagles. Yeah. I got...
It was also at the height of the Stargate.
Osprey shoes. I loved my good skate shoes.
I had Etnies.
I did love when the Scene Kid thing came in, because then my mom, she would buy me the jeans that were in, which were the skinny jeans, but like the guys were also wearing that, so I could get away with it a little bit more. But,
yeah, no, middle school is the worst fucking time in the world.
Yeah.
And you want to put a
fucking window into the bathroom when these kids
So
are
these
trying to go
kids-
through the most weirdly developmental time of their life.
And they probably already trying to just slip in there not noticed.
And cry.
Like,
They just want to go to the bathroom and cry.
but like, just let them go in the bathroom.
Right.
Like, you don't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, I'm sure it's probably queer kids that are trying to use the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And even if it's not, it doesn't matter. But like,
Right.
they're probably
Well, my
already
thing
having a
is,
hard
like,
enough time.
I was that kid who...
And God forbid like, I can imagine kids outside the window watching, being like, "Oh, you're in the stall for more than 2 minutes. Were you pooping? Ooh, you're gross. You're disgusting."
Right,
you're just making it easy.
Right. Well,
When it's already...
My thing is always, like, I was that kid, and I still am. I forget to pee. So, like, I would just need to pee, and you know my ass would just go in there just to pee. Like, I snuck into teachers' bathrooms so many times because they sometimes would forget to lock them. And I'm like, check it. I was like, fuck yeah, I can pee in here.
Also,
like,
have you never run into the bathroom and been undoing your shit before you got into the stall?
oh, yeah. I'd pull the door open, nobody's in there, start unbuttoning, let's go. I gotta go. These are skinny jeans, motherfucker. I gotta peel these motherfuckers off. Yoga pants, pull those down, all the way up here, start
God.
pushing them down. Yeah.
Who approved that? Is that what my taxpayer dollars are going to?
Well,
I want
at
them back.
least
I want a
Hanover-
refund.
At least Hanover Townships, yeah.
I want a refund.
Thank
They
God
better
we're
not
in
have used any federal fucking taxes for that, because I want a
It's
goddamn
state
refund.
taxes.
You better run me my money, because I'm not funding that shit. I did not
You
consent.
better hope that was county
I
taxes,
already give
not
enough to
state
the
taxes.
pigs. I'm not funding you being pedophiles, too.
Right.
Oh my
right.
God. And I owed you money this year. You can suck my dick.
Right.
Oh
right,
my
right.
God.
Oh, I got a text that I forgot to file my taxes.
Bitch, it's October. It'll be my half birthday tomorrow. You better get your shit together.
No, they're done. My tax lady texted me and she's like, so you never signed this? And I need you to sign it so I can file this because this is the end of the extension that you have. And I was like, oh, what? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Jesus Christ.
It was like, it was one of the days that I was working. It was so busy that I like ran to the bathroom real quick to like pee, quote unquote. Hey, sit in the bathroom and do what you need to do. And you don't have a window watching you. So I'm sitting there, I'm like downloading Adobe so I can be able to like sign on these little papers and send them back to her. And I'm trying not to, and it's like I'm on my phone, I'm trying not to fuck it up.
Christ.
I'm just like, oh my God, I hope these look like signatures. And then I'm using my finger to type out 10/14/2024. I was like, what the hell's wrong with me?
Bitch. Jesus Christ.
Oh
my God.
Talk about ADHD, man.
Holy shit, we owe. Thanks, Trump.
Yeah, right. Same. I owed like $5,000. It's disgusting. And that's with my...
I need Mama to get in here because I am
I
too
cannot
poor.
wait to see what happens with 2025's
I
taxes.
can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm really hopeful. Really, I want to be hopeful, but then I have the days I'm like, never mind. Alright, my other little side thing is just a little, like, we're going to have to do a bigger deep dive for sure, because there's, like, Coffee and Colts has done not only that 70s show deep dive on each of the different actors.
Oh, boy.
Which is really, really good, because it talks about how everybody's associated with Scientology, or the king of Toad for Grace, who just avoided everybody, and all these different things. And then she did an updated Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher one. And then...
And that's messy as fuck,
I
including with the
recently-
Diddy shit.
Yes.
Whew.
The newest thing that I've heard, there's two things. One, that Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are now exposing their children's faces after years of claiming that they're not. To use them for positive press to try and bury their fucking letters for Danny Masterson.
And God only knows what else is going to come out now.
Uh-huh. And then Ashton Kutcher's whole, like, everything with Mila being 14 and, gross. But anyways, the newest thing I've seen, and I have not actually, like, checked this. I literally, like, saw this morning. They want to move to Europe.
Sounds like they're running away.
They're claiming it has something to do with, like, privacy or something like that. The comment section, we don't want them.
Also, like, they do know that they can
are under
be...
investigation by the FBI, right?
That they can be...
extradited.
I was going to say, yeah, they can...
Well, that's what everybody's saying. Keep an eye on what European countries don't extradite and see where they try and go. So let me just, because I just
It's
saw
gonna
that on
cost
the
them a
cuff.
pretty penny.
Uh-huh. Well, they also, I feel like, FBI would end it if they actually started getting, like, serious about moving, because I feel like there's way too much.
That's why they're not letting Diddy out of prison, because they think he's gonna run.
4 days ago, why are Ashton and Mila moving to Europe? Fans are wondering why Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, this is from Yahoo Entertainment, from 4 days ago, October 14th on Monday. Fans are wondering why Ashton and Mila are planning to move to Europe. This was after reports about the same popped up online in light of Kutcher's association with the highly controversial Sean Diddy Combs hitting the web, and accusations and criticisms being flung at the actor not long after. Is the Kutcher and Kunis move an attempt to escape all the drama with Diddy, and do they want a quiet life? So Ashton and Mila are reporting planning to move away from Hollywood and head to Europe to escape the current drama surrounding Diddy. Ashton's so exasperated that once again he's being dragged through the mud because of his past associations, the source claimed. Also talking about Danny Masterson and the letters and the backlash they got. They reportedly spent the summer in Europe, even attending the second night of Taylor Swift's Eras concert tour in London's Wembley Station. I remember seeing that and just gagging. Because, there's things I could say about Taylor Swift.
But we're not going to get into it with any of the Swifties.
I just think she doesn't need to charge what she charges. She could make so much money if she just made tickets, like, the fees, and just...
I don't know how much control she has over that, though.
But, I mean, no, what I'm saying is she could literally plan out, like, she could she, as a billionaire, could have a free tour and just make money off of concession stand shit.
She could.
She'd make more money off of merch if she just made her tickets free.
Probably.
And not went through Ticketmaster. If she took that money out of Ticketmaster's pocket, she would make a big-ass freaking statement.
It's true.
But she continues to work with Ticketmaster.
Anyway.
Just saying. Moreover, they revealed that Ashton reportedly had a second place to move to if their international move was too drastic for their family in Northern California. I think I might skip something. It'd be more of a grounded lifestyle for their children.
Mm-hmm.
Their business and work interests in the United States were preventing their shift to moving into Europe.
Oh, it's so sad for them.
Yes.
How hard it must be to be...
He likes to be around the tech entrepreneurs. So it's just a... Right now, it is just a rumor.
Uh-huh.
Because they spent
Allegedly.
Most of the summer. Allegedly. So yeah, it goes back as far as like 8 days ago. This one, it's the Economic Times talking about has Diddy scandal taken a toll on Ashton and Mila Kunis reportedly moving to Europe. Hi, small boy. Let's see if there's anything new in here. Continue through my browser. Relocate to avoid the ongoing Diddy drama, being dragged through the mud. Same thing. So yeah. Essentially, so we're gonna have to see if like they pick a channel. Or channel, geez Louise. If they pick a country. That one. I mean, same thing, right? For them. It just depends on what kind of tabloid stuff they want to deal with. They could pull Lindsay Lohan and move to Dubai.
Which, I love that for her.
Right? Good for her. But yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna deep dive and leave you guys here.
We'll touch on that later.
Yeah, we'll be back with more bullshit.
Say bye,
eventually.
Say bye.
He said bye.
Yeah.
Bye.